Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where I'm working with you step by step through each of the ABRSM theory grades. We're going to continue with the second part of the sample paper for grade 2. This is the newly revised exam paper by the ABRSM. This is a sample paper that you can find online on the ABRSM website. There's a link below in the description so that you can help you to find that. There are lots of resources available on my website. If you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets. They're available in US letter and A4 to accompany each step of this series. Everything you need to know for these grades can be found within these PDF documents. There's also a page with links to all of my video tutorials for YouTube. And I've worked with you exercise by exercise through each of the ABRSM Music Theory and Practice workbooks. You can also find information about the books that I've written. I've written how to take your ABRSM Music Theory exam, and it's full of tips and techniques on how to best prepare for your exam, and also how to best make use of the time when you're sitting in the exam room. And so you can find information about that book on my website too. So if you visit sharonbill.com, it's all there for you. If you can give me a like, that'd be great, and subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's loads more in the pipeline. And so let's get cracking with the second part of this sample paper for grade 2. So you'll need your sharp pencil, eraser, ruler, and then we're all ready to go. So I'm hoping that you've had a go of this paper yourself. Do try it first on your own. It doesn't matter if you go wrong. It's always better to learn by your mistakes. Don't just copy it through with me. However, now we'll work through that together and we'll just work through these answers now. So question 6 asks us to name the keys of these tonic triads. So there are 2 clues that we'll need to be looking at. We need to look at the key signature, but we also need to look at the bottom note, the tonic note, the key note here, and the notes that are in the triad. So here we've got a key signature of 2 sharps. So we've got F sharps and C sharps, but we don't know if that's a major or a minor key signature yet. And so if we count up, we can see that we've got a key note or tonic of D. We've got D, F sharp, A. And so it must be D major, because D major begins on D, of course, and has 2 sharps in the key signature. So the next one, we're in the bass clef. We've got B flats here. And so that could be F major or it could be D minor. So we need to look at what the tonic triad is. So here's our key note F. We've got F, A, C, and so it must be F major. So those 2 points will give us the answer, F major. And so here we've got a key signature of no sharps or flats, so it could be C major or it could be A minor. However, our tonic triad is A, C, E. So A is our key note, and so it must be A minor. There we go. So this next one, we've got a key signature of 1 sharp, F sharp, so it could be G major or it could be E minor. You just need to learn these keys so that you get conversant with them. I always write them out before I start an exam, so you could have them written already on a piece of scrap paper. So we can see our key note is E, we've got E, G, B, and so that clarifies the point and we know that it's E minor. Last one, we've got B flats, E flats, A flats. So it could be E flat major or it could be C minor. And we can see that our key note all cows E, G, B. It must be E flat major. There we go. So a step at a time, and we've got that nicely done. Moving on to question 7. So question 7 asks us to rewrite the following in notes and rests of twice the value, beginning as shown. Now they've very generously even done the time signature for us. At the moment we're counting in 2 crotchet beats per bar or 2 quarter notes, and so to double everything for twice the value, we're now counting in 2 minim beats or 2 half notes per bar. So everything's doubling up, and we need to now reorganise the beaming to reflect that. So a half a beat in this time signature is a quaver rest, but in this time signature we double it and it becomes a crotchet rest or a quarter note rest. This will become a dotted crotchet or a dotted quarter note. Stepping down, and now that becomes a quaver. So that will be not beamed now, otherwise we'll be changing the time value back. And now instead of 4 semiquavers or 4/16 notes, we will just have 4 quavers. And at this part of the bar, in the second part of the bar, we can actually have all of those beamed together, but we only need 1 line to beam them, not 2, to make them into quavers or 1/8 notes. Same principle here. So we can beam all these together, but they're now quavers or 1/8 notes. And so we just need one line to beam them all together. And so here, this is a quaver at the moment, so to double that it becomes a crotchet or a quarter note, and then the same occurs with the rest, so we get a crotchet or quarter note rest. And so that's now complete. Let's move on to the next one. So this shows the new look paper for the newly revised exam papers, and so all of your performance directions and Italian terms will now be presented as multiple choice, which doesn't necessarily make it any easier. There's no alternative but just to revise these, and remember it's all of grade 1 plus all of grade 2 terms and performance directions. And I think sometimes multiple choice can throw you off the scent a little bit because you've got a vague idea of what it might mean, and then something could just throw you off the scent a little bit, so you do need to be sure to revise these. So they've shown us that the way to answer this question is to tick one of these alternatives. So we know that dolce means sweet, and so we tick that. So allargando. So a lot of these, I mean, gradually getting quicker is very, very different, and that's obviously wrong. However, each one of these, it could seem vaguely appropriate, so you need to be very specific, and so you need to know that it means broadening. Here we have a direction about volume, and you can see that it's opening out. That's a crescendo sign, and it means gradually getting louder. Don't get tricked and see the gradually getting and just tick away. Make sure you read the question and the definition carefully so you don't get tricked into ticking the wrong one. So here, this little sign here is kind of a tenuto sign, and so it's not a strong accent, it's not staccato, it's slight pressure. Vivo, it's the same as vivace, that also means the same thing, and it means lively or quick. It's not fairly quick, it must be lively quick. And here we have a pause sign or a fermata that means to pause on the note, so to give it longer than its usual value. There we go, that's that one complete, and so let's move on to the last page. We are really getting there now. And so, as in the previous grades, this is now all of these questions referring to this little extract of music here, so we need to keep referring to this top piece of music. So let's see what question A asks us. It says, this melody is in the key of C major. Give the number of a bar that contains all the notes of the tonic triad in this key. So remember that a tonic triad is the first, the third and the fifth. If we're in C major, C is 1, E is 3, G is 5. So we need to find a bar that's got all of those notes. So although we've got E, G, C, so we've got it straight away in bar 1. We've actually got it again in bar 3, so either of those will do. Bar 1, or you could say bar 3. There we go. Next question, name the degree of the scale of the first note of the melody. They've generously reminded us that the key is C major, so C is 1, so we need to count up the degrees of the scale for the first note of the melody. So from C, middle C, 1, 2, 3, C, D, E is the third. And so that's that one done. give the letter name of the lowest note in the melody. So we've just got to scan through. Be careful to take heed of which clef we're in. So we're in treble clef. Let's just scan through. And this is the lowest note. There's middle C, so one below middle C is B. So that's that one. Okay, a little bit of observation skills here. How many times does this rhythm occur? So we've got dotted crotchet quaver, or dotted quarter note, eighth note. So let's see how many times does that occur. Not at all in the first line, so we've got it here once and here twice, just twice. So it occurs 2 times. Next question. Underline one of the following words that best describes how bars 1 to 3 of this melody should be played. So let's look at what bars 1 to 3 have. And it's these little dots underneath the notes that give us the clue. It's not a timing issue where a dot after a note makes it half as long again. This is a performance direction. This is an articulation mark, which means staccato, which means the notes are to be played detached. And so the answer will be staccato detached because of those little dots under the notes. Okay, last section, nearly there. Copy out the music. Now be careful here, you get 10 marks for just copying, so make sure you copy the correct bit from the start of bar 5 to the end of the melody, exactly as it's written, and they even remind us to not forget clef, dynamics and all other details. They've conveniently placed the blank stave directly underneath where we need to be copying, and so I suggest that you write your bar lines in exact alignment with theirs. That way you're not going to lose track of where you are. And you can copy the notes in perfect alignment with what they've given you, and you won't lose your place and miss bits. So we need the clef. There is no key signature. We don't do the time signature or the tempo direction because that would only occur in bar 1. So bar 5 we just literally copy it as it is, and so it doesn't matter what order you work in, so long as you just make sure all the details are there. If it helps you, by all means, even put the bar numbers in just so that you don't lose your place. You certainly won't get penalised for doing extra. I'm just going to do the note heads. You can do it in any order that you like. This is where a sharp pencil really is necessary, because you've got 10 marks for just copying, and so if it's messy you're losing a mark potentially for no reason at all. So I'll just get this thinking out of the way now so we can see that low B. There we go, got the rest. So we want some stems, slur, stems, slur, so on. Now then, whilst I'm going along here, I'm going to put the crescendo mark. This will be forte, and we need that accent mark there. That's it, and that's all of the details there, so that should be 10 marks in the bag just for taking your time and copying carefully. I do hope that's been helpful to you. If you can give me a like, that would be great, and subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's loads more to come. Please do visit sharonbill.com. There's loads of resource to help you there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.